United States President's Motorcade is one of the most iconic and sophisticated transportation convoys in the world, designed not only for luxury but primarily for protection, speed, and efficiency. This complex operation involves a combination of military precision, top secret coordination, and a show of national power and prestige when the president travels, whether within the United States or internationally. The motorcade becomes a moving fortress, a high-security formation comprising dozens of vehicles, personnel, and equipment. The heart of the motorcade is the president's car, known as the Beast, an armored limousine built by General Motors based on a Cadillac design, but underneath it is unlike any commercial vehicle. It's a heavily fortified tank-like machine with armor plating several inches thick, bulletproof glass run-flat tires, and sealed interiors to protect against chemical or biological attacks. The Beast also contains night vision cameras, tear gas cannons, a supply of the president's blood type in case of emergencies, and satellite communications, ensuring the president can remain in touch with the government and military even during transit. Accompanying the Beast is usually a second identical decoy vehicle to confuse potential threats, along with several support cars. In total, a presidential motorcade can include anywhere between 20 to 50 vehicles, depending on the security risk, location, and occasion, and each vehicle plays a specific role. The Secret Service lead the operation, supported by local law enforcement and sometimes military personnel. The motorcade is usually led by police, motorcycles, and patrol cars, which help control traffic, clear the route, and signal the approach of the motorcade. Following them are support vehicles carrying White House staff, communications personnel, and members of the press. Then come the tactical vehicles, including counter-assault teams in black SUVs, typically Chevrolet Suburbans or Ford Expeditions. These are filled with heavily armed Secret Service agents trained for rapid response in case of attack. Their role is to neutralize threats, extract the president, and eliminate danger immediately. Nearby is also the presidential ambulance, ready for emergency medical intervention, and a specialized communications van known as the Roadrunner. This vehicle acts as a mobile command center with advanced encrypted communication systems, linking the motorcade to the Pentagon, the White House, and global intelligence networks. The exact positioning of vehicles within the motorcade is carefully planned and rehearsed to respond to various threats, from sniper fire to roadside bombs. In addition, aerial support is often part of the security. Detail helicopters monitor from above using infrared and thermal imaging to scan the surroundings and relay real-time data to command centers on the ground. All routes are meticulously planned in advance, with multiple alternatives mapped out to adapt to unexpected obstacles, traffic, or security risks. Law enforcement agencies sweep the route before the motorcade begins journey, checking for suspicious activity. Vehicles or individuals' manholes are sealed and trash bins are removed or inspected to prevent hidden explosives. Rooftop snipers may be stationed at vantage points as the motorcade passes through urban areas, and streets are often shut down to all other traffic. This level of security is particularly visible during presidential visits to major cities or international summits, where the risk level is elevated and coordination with foreign security services is critical. Every movement is tracked and logged. The motorcade travels at high speed, often running red lights and ignoring normal traffic rules thanks to police escorts and pre-cleared paths. If any vehicle breaks down or is attacked, the motorcade can adapt instantly. Agents are trained to switch vehicles, form protective barriers, and evacuate the president. Within seconds, if needed, the motorcade doesn't just move the president, it projects power, reassurance, and presence. When citizens see the flashing lights, hear the sirens, and feel the rumble of the engines, they know something important is happening. It's also a symbol of operational excellence, requiring coordination among dozens of agencies, including the Secret Service, FBI, local police emergency services, and the Department of Defense. The preparation for a single motorcade operation can take weeks or even months, especially when the president travels abroad. Advanced teams are sent ahead to liaise with foreign governments, inspect venues, and plan every moment of the route. Local drivers are trained in formation, driving, and security. Staff rehearse contingencies, such as ambushes or natural disasters. The president himself enters and exits the beast in a precise choreography, typically under cover of agents and bulletproof umbrellas or vehicles to reduce exposure time. Drones and other surveillance technology are increasingly used to monitor crowds and intercept potential threats as well. While most of the time, the motorcade travels smoothly, there have been occasions in history where it has been caught in unexpected events, including protests, weather disruptions, and even assassination attempts. The Kennedy motorcade in Dallas in 1963 remains the most tragic and well-known example, leading to significant changes in presidential motorcade design and protocol. Since then, the emphasis has shifted from openness and visibility to protection and tactical response. All personnel involved in the motorcade operation undergo rigorous background checks, intensive training, and constant drills to maintain readiness. It's not just about driving in a line, but reacting as a single organism to any threat or disruption. The entire system is under constant evolution, integrating new technologies such as AI-driven surveillance, autonomous drone scouting, and advanced biometric scanners to stay ahead of emerging threats. Even the vehicles themselves are periodically upgraded, with newer models tested under extreme conditions from heat to ballistics, to ensure they meet the highest safety standards. When the motorcade travels long distances, it may be accompanied by military aircraft, including the famous Air Force One, which carries the President and Marine One. The helicopter that ferries the President from the White House to the airport. Upon landing, the President is immediately surrounded by security and driven in the waiting motorcade to the next location. Depending on the country or city visited, the scale and composition of the motorcade may change, but the principles of speed, secrecy, and protection remain the same. The cost of each motorcade operation can run into millions of dollars, considering the personnel, equipment, and logistics involved, but it is deemed a necessary expense for the safety and continuity of government at the highest level. Critics sometimes raise concerns about the disruption caused by motorcades, especially in busy urban areas where traffic is halted, businesses are affected, and residents are inconvenienced. But these measures are considered essential given the global threat landscape and the symbolic value of presidential movements, in recent years, motorcade planning has also taken into account cyber threats, misinformation campaigns, and civil unrest, integrating digital defense into traditional physical security protocols. While the sight of the motorcade is dramatic with flashing lights, roaring engines, and black vehicles cutting through traffic, the calm exterior masks an incredibly complex and tightly controlled operation. Every second is choreographed, every vehicle monitored, every move rehearsed. It represents not just the safety of one individual, but the security of an entire nation's leadership in motion. And as long as the world remains uncertain, the presidential motorcade will remain one of the most visible yet enigmatic demonstrations of power, protection, and preparedness on the planet.